this is Larry with the Umpqua River Knives. Today I'm going to be doing a knife review on one of my favorite knives here actually. This is a ZeroTolerance model number 0095BW. This is a 3.6 inch blade. It has the DLC coating on it. The overall length of this knife from tip to tail here is 8.4 inches. The handle material is titanium. And some of the distinguishing features about this knife, one of them is it's a flipper opening as opposed to a thumb stud or something. And the other feature that's very unique about this knife is the KVT ball bearings. This is probably the smoothest and fastest opening knife I've ever handled myself. The lines and the configuration of the handle, blade materials S35VN, which is a very high quality blade steel. All these lines, and even the way, what kind of caught my eye was the configuration of the handle and the materials and such. But when you put the knife into your hand, the way it arches here really fits nicely into the webbing of your hand. And this area here where it kind of goes down, it actually rests nicely in the palm of your hand and the end of it. And it seems to help with fatigue in your hand when you're using this knife for work. I don't know if you're aware of this company. They've been around in the U.S. Since 2006, which is roughly 13 years, and they're out of Oregon, like a number of knife makers. The parent company is KAI. They're a Japanese company. They've been in business for 110 years. They're in Sakai, Japan, which has a history of making knives and swords that's over 800 years. So when I say that these folks know a lot about making knives and high quality knives, I'm not kidding. I'm going to put a link to their website. They work in collaboration with some of the top knife makers in the U.S. Rick Hinderer is one. Dmitry Sienkiewicz is another. Ken Onion is another that's been around a while. There's several others. If you go to their site and you look at their knives, they're doing some really interesting things. It's a pun on or a play on words, but they're on the cutting edge when it comes to design and the materials that they use. They'll use carbon fiber handles on one side. They'll put titanium on the other side. I mean, I've never really seen that. And in my view, like I said, even with the flipper, I'm not a gimmick person at all. And this is the first flipper knife I've ever owned. But it is so quick and easy to get used to. And like I said, on this particular knife, they've got some jimping here. And if you'll notice, you put it in your hand. If you were to hit a real firm object or something with the tip of this blade, it would protect your hand from riding over and cutting here. So they just thought of every detail. Another really, one of my favorite features about knives, I'm looking at the back of this knife and at the tip. It's similar to the Benchmade 940 Warren Osborne design, where it's a little bit thicker up here. Again, the tip is always the weakest point in a knife. And they've took that into consideration. They call this particular blade style a harpoon because of the way it's shaped up here. And it does look kind of unique, but again, it's extremely practical in the way you put your hand up on it if you're working on it. And like I said, this is my everyday carry knife currently, and I love it. I love it. It's light. It's 5.3 ounces. And one of the things I really appreciate about the company as well is when you buy a tactical knife from them, a portion of that those proceeds go to the Paralyzed Veterans Association. So I when I take my money and I'm going to give it to somebody, I look at all those things and consider those things, and that's an excellent cause, and I'm glad to be able to support those men and women who have sacrificed for our country. Take a good look at the Zero Tolerance website. They just have some outstanding designs, just top-notch materials. The fit and the finish is excellent. This is easily a 5 out of 5 star knife. Like I had said previously, this is my everyday carry knife, and I'm looking at a number of other ones on their website, so when my wife isn't supervising me, I'm gonna probably get on there and buy another one or two. If you like the review today, go ahead and give us a thumbs up and subscribe. Thank you.